point us toward what the point of this debate is. Okay, we need to look at exactly what we're trying to determine here, and that is that whether the Crusades can be considered a holy war. And the answer is definitely yes. It can be considered a holy war. It's not that isn't even a question, but still we're going to have to debate neg against it anyway. So I'd also like to quote the neg's own evidence. It says that it is naive for us to think that holy intentions were not really big in the Crusades, and that they weren't even, and that they were the primary factor. Sorry. So while men may have jumped on the boat for greed or other means, the boat was still the Crusades, and the objective was still to reclaim the Holy Land. It doesn't matter who did it; it matters why it happened. A pope called some Christian knights to go and fight, and 500,000 other people showed up. They fought this war for religious reasons, and while some crusaders may have had other motivations, it doesn't matter, because it was all about taking the Holy Land. It was all about fighting the Muslims. That is at the core, and that's why it can be considered a holy war. Philip states it is not necessary to use the holy war as motivation, and it was still a major factor. The Merriam-Webster definition of holy war is a war that is fought to defend or spread one group's religious beliefs. All right? And so the fact that the Muslim translation for crusade is those who signed with the cross is pretty significant reference to holy war. That's on page 3. I think that this builds a strong case as is. All right, we are going to Arabia to go and fight the Muslims. All right, that's religious engagement right there. We are there to fight the Muslims, and then we are there to kill them in the name of Christianity. All right, this is that follows both the Muslim translation and the Merriam-Webster definition. It does not get any more clear than that. Common men joined the Holy War, so as much to rid themselves of sin, as much of the riches that the neg is going to go up and talk about how they got that they came back with bags of money over their shoulders. That isn't even entirely true. There were far too many people in the Crusades for even that to matter. But they came into Arabia to fight for the Pope. It was the Pope that called the war. It was the Pope that called the shot faithfully the entire time, and it were Christian kings that led the assault. That is what matters here. Even if war was just between the Islamic Empire and all of Europe, each was a singularly Muslim or Christian enemy, once again making it a holy war or having largely holy motivations for it. Again, we are trying to find out if it can be considered a holy war, if it is possible for us to view this as a holy war. And I think that very clearly it is. Cultural differences due to religion means that it was basically all or nothing. It was either side of the road. Either you're Christian or you are not. And that's very much the way Christian Europe saw it. And so that means that Christian Europe was certainly very quick to call a holy war, but I think that, again, strengthens the case. The Crusades were to capture the Holy Land, right? Specifically, the first crusade that they ever went on, the goal was to capture the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, right? It does not get any more clear of a religious goal than that. It doesn't. The Holy Sepulchre, my apologies, the Holy Sepulchre, not mine, the Holy Sepulchre, is the one that the Christians, the Jews, and the Muslims were considered holy, and considered the entire city basically the center of all three of their religions. Fighting over it, again, it does not get more religious than that. It does not need to be any more spelled out for you than it does here. Again, it was started by Pope Urban II, starting it by a pope, again building our case. The author of, several bands of common men went off on their own and sacked cities, followed by upperclassmen. Just because some people, like I said, came back from the Crusades with bags of money slung over their shoulders, or with some other non-religious form of gain, doesn't mean does not mean that it is not a holy war. Just because that the rewards from the war were not necessarily religious, which isn't completely true, but just because they got some rewards from the war that were not religious, does not mean that it was not a holy war. We go to war for politics. We may come back with money. We may come back with territory. That doesn't mean that we didn't succeed in our goal, or that the intention wasn't there before. All right. The Neg author himself says that we can never achieve perfect insight into a crusader's mind. All right. There is no way for us to know that that they went in there looking for money, looking for anything else. We know only, and the only thing we can judge this round off of, is that the Pope said that that we ought to go to war with the Muslims, and that it is a holy war. Thank you very much.